welcome to this thing. So I'm going to open this and go to our website, humanitarianxp.org. There's a couple places you can find it. First, by clicking on this banner and scrolling down to 2023 trip locations, or what's a lot easier is to just click on this login button on the top right. So I'm going to go through, it's going to talk you through everything here. You can find trips. You have to be between 14 and 19 on the first day of your trip, or sign up as a parent builder. This page talks more about how the cart works. You can submit 10 preferences, then reorganize them later. Each trip is centered around a service project in a certain location, and you can only participate in one trip per year. If you need more tips on picking a trip, you can click on this blog post right here, and it will give you some more information, some of our tips on how to pick a trip. Okay, this is a little more on registration. This mouse over talks about the lottery. We're going to open at noon is a good time to start checking December 5th through 9th. You'll have to have all of your preferences and your deposit made by 11:59 p.m. And it's no rush because you have 12 hours that day and we have a lottery system, which we'll talk more about later. So if I want to go in and look for trips, I'm going to put my name in. This is my fake builder, Chris Allen. His birthday is April 7th, 2004. So if you're trying to go with your parent, you need to add a builder. And while I'm on it, you actually need a parent to check out in general. So make sure you've got you and the parent is going to be connected to your account set up when you go here. Otherwise, it will not let you check out. I'm going to put in Robin's birthday. Some more information. All these mouse hovers are great to look at. If Robin wanted to go on a trip, she could click, are you going on a trip? And then are you going with your child? And select that Chris is the child she's going with. But Chris is going to go by himself this year, so I'll uncheck these boxes. The last thing you can do, you can switch between builders. If I wanted to add an additional builder, I could add Johnny, Chris's little brother. Throw him in here and put his birthday in. He's actually born in 2010. So I want to go on a domestic trip, but if you see here, there's no trips he can go on because he will not be 14 by the first day of any of our trips. So I'm going to go in, delete him. So I now have these two and move on with picking some of Chris's trips. Chris is really interested in going on a mountain trip, so I can look at this theme and kind of see some of the trips that are big hiking, that are higher elevation or anything like that. And there's also some more filters you can look at. Some of them are not working as well as we'd like to right now. So if you have more questions on how to filter, we can help you out as we get closer to registration and fix some of those bugs. So I'm going to look at my trips. I'm interested in Paraguay. There's no vaccines required. We're going to be doing an education-based project. You can read more about that project by clicking that Learn More button. And I can see what the price includes and that I have to meet up at the JFK International Airport in New York. And then from there, we'll cover that ticket to Paraguay. If I want to see what is and isn't included in the price of my trip, I can click on this blog post and see an extensive list and also a key on some of the things that we say, since we have some unusual lingo here sometimes. If I go to add this, I need to create an account. So I'm going to go down to this bottom left corner, the login button, and then sign up. It doesn't matter if I'm signing in as Chris or as Robin. If one of them wants to create an account later to be able to access that as well, they will be able to after we create that contact information through the booking. Okay. I'm going to go here. I need it to be 6 characters long, have 1 non-letter or digit, 1 digit, and 1 uppercase letter. So Chris loves baseball. That will be the plan. And there's no confirmation that you have to receive or anything like that. You can just then proceed with this process, but check your email to make sure it's correct. Okay, so I'm going to go through and pick some more things. Chris is looking at that May 30th date as his availability, so I'll look through. I want to explore some of the pictures from past trips. You can do that as well. I'm just going to go ahead and continue adding until I've got all of Chris's preferences that he is interested for this coming year. Okay. Fiji, it looks like it requires the COVID vaccine, and we've now added 10 trips to the chart. So at this point, you can either start adding more trips, which is what we're going to do here, or you can go ahead and check out at that point. Okay, and let's add one more. Okay, so now I'm going to go review my cart, my preference list. And like you can see down here, you can only submit 10 preferences. But if you would like to go in and delete any of them, reorder them, this is a good time to do it. You'll have a chance to reorder again before you check out, but this is where you can decide what your top 10 are. There's Chris's trips, and I'm going to submit them. Currently, this is as far as you can go, but once registration happens, you'll be able to then access this side of the portal, which I'm going to pull up now. This is where we're going to get your trip preferences, get contact information, you'll agree to our policies, and pay the $500 deposit. Okay, so I'm going to put in all of the information. Goes to East, he's going to be senior, and throw that in. You have to hit continue for both of them. And then once you hit that, it's going to change over to submit, and then you can submit and move on. So keep an eye on that, and make sure both of those are green in all of these things while moving on. You'll see that it's good to go. This is an error that we are currently getting, but doesn't actually affect your information being in our system. So we can keep moving forward here. Let's see. Now we're going to read through policies. I kind of go through these quick. Deal breakers are what could get you removed from the trip, or what typically gets people removed from the trip. I would read all of these in depth, and then I'm going to sign. You'll see here, if your name doesn't match the name that you signed up with, it won't let you sign. So make sure if you're having some issues, that might be why. This covers travel protection. This is a good one to look at in case you need to cancel the trip for any reason. Some of these options are good things to look into. Kind of protects you against us. We'll go through contingency plan is what happens if we have to cancel a trip. The vaccine agreement says that if there's a vaccine that's required for your trip, that you have to agree to get it. And then the builder agreement or parent builder agreement goes a lot more in depth of what our expectations are of you, and I'd highly recommend reading this thoroughly. You'll have access to all of these policies after. So if you want to wait until you've registered to look through all of these in depth, that's okay, but I would highly recommend looking at that. At this point, you'll be able to continue. Our developers are still finalizing this process right now, but you'll be able to make a payment and check out and officially enter the lottery. And it just looks like a typical checkout experience, like you're doing e-commerce shopping. So hopefully that helps.